We've been in business for over 15 years now, and in that time, we have released many different skateboards. Some of these skateboards never came to market, but many of them have, as you guys know. So I'd like to share now some of the keyboards that I think have been pivotal moments in shaping who we are. Let's talk about the first board, and that has to be the original board where we came to market, and that's the Evolve Pintail. This is where it all started. This was about 2010. We went to market with a pintail and a snub nose board design, which is this one right here. Beautiful board. And that's the remote, by the way, it's the original remote. This board has a soft spot in my heart because there was 3 years of lead up to this, of just working out what electric skateboarding was. This technology just wasn't really out there so much. There were only a couple boards on the market at the time, but none of them really had that proper longboard inspired ethos about the product. Our focus was an electric longboard. It needed to be a proper longboard. It had to ride so well even without electronics on it. We worked so hard trying to achieve this in the Pintail series, and at the end of the day, we learned so much of designing a product, getting a product to market. This product certainly has shaped our brand and is in the core grassroots of who we are at Evolve Skateboards. Even before we released this to the market, we struck so many headwinds, and these headwinds were all around manufacturing, and then trying to deliver a promise of getting the skateboard to the market to those people that were backing us. For the very first batch of 50 boards that we made, I ended up flying over to one of our suppliers in China. Our first boards were made on the 3rd level of this school, and it was in the middle of summer. We managed to get all the parts and everything on this 3rd level, and then I hand built every single board, from putting the grip tape on, from installing all the electronics in all the cases, building the remotes, and pre-drilling every single skateboard to get the battery cases on. There was no aircon, it was so hot. Oh my God, we're sweating bullets. But it worked. We got it done. We got every pre-order made, and then we had to air freight them all to every single customer. We did so much work and it was like, yes, we did it, we got it done. The first board that arrived to the customer, the motor plate broke. It was just the biggest dagger through the heart. I just couldn't believe it. But we resolved the issue, and that's manufacturing. There's so many little things that you don't expect to happen along the way, which, you know, now we've learned everything from every mistake that we've ever made. So this is why the Pintail is such a key moment into the Evolve skateboard history and the brand, and it's ingrained in the grassroots culture. This is where it first started, you know? I had an idea for some time about creating a specialized deck where I can build the deck around the electrics. That's when I knew that we need to take it that one step further. The second board in a soft spot in my heart, and again, it's a key pivotal moment in Evolve history, is the carbon fiber Gen 1 all-terrain skateboard. And the reason why this is so important to the Evolve history is this was the first all-terrain board we'd ever made. Previously, before that, it was our Pintail series, and they were just street longboard inspired products. So when we made this board with big wheels and could ride anywhere over grass and dirt, it changed the game for us. It basically opened up surfing and snowboarding on grass and land, and you didn't have to think about the terrain. Plus, it was the first electric skateboard that were using carbon fiber material into the deck. We were the first electric skateboard company to come up with that concept where we were trying to make the electrics into the deck. A key moment in the Evolve history, we decided to away with the single motor board, which was on our Pintail and our Gen 1 carbon fiber board, to when we turned it from a single to a dual. Massive game changer. This is when electric skateboarding just was booming. The other brand in USA, Boosted longboards, these guys are amazing. They developed some great quality products, and they helped really, you know, drive electric skateboarding and help the market, and then which also helped everyone else to go, be better. Hence had also an influence us. Like we're very competitive as like, nah man, we need to do this as well. We came out with our very first dual motor board, and it was called the GT series. The GT came out around 2015.
We do have a new product, and here it is. It's our new Evolve Carbon GT series.
We had a carbon fiber board. The electronics came in from the top, fully enclosed, super stealth, using carbon fiber, had a gloss finish, but it had two little outrunner motors, which just gave it so much power and performance. We launched the GT around 2015-16, and it ended up being discontinued around 2018. The next step for us was when we launched the Hadean series. It was in 2021. We upped the voltage. We went from 36 volt to 43.2 volt. We got rid of the enclosed carbon fiber deck, and we developed a frame, and we had all the electronics sort of drop in. We packed so much more performance without making the board so much longer and thicker and wider. Went from 10S to 12S with bigger motors, more power, and we took that board to Dunedin and it just flew up the hill. So a massive performance difference from when we first did it on the Carbon GT back in 2015. That was a pivotal moment for us. It went from the Pintail to the Carbon Fiber Gen1 to the GT board to the GTR, and then the Hadean. Our boards have just been progressively getting better and better over the years, and it's all come down to feedback from our customers, riding with our customers, understanding the needs and wants in what makes up an ideal electric skateboard. And if it wasn't for our customers, we wouldn't be in this position today. We love riding all-terrain boards. There's nothing better than finding a trail and riding with your mates. We wanted to make an off-road board, and it was a pivotal moment for us was when we brought that flexible deck out that took us years to finally get to the market. It's called the Renegade, and it's our very first off-road board. It has big white trucks, has springs in it, and the deck technology is amazing. It can flex and it can twist and shape, and it just springs back into shape. That was a key moment into the Evolve lineup, bringing out an off-road board, which is an addition to all the all-terrain boards that we've done. Back in 2023, we did something completely different. We wanted to add another awesome product to the Evolve lineup that still was all around fun and enjoyment. We came out with Project BMX. That was it. I love BMX riding. I've done it all through my childhood. Just like we did with the skateboards, we go, hey, let's put a motor on it. That's what we did with BMX. It has definitely transformed our business. We're only 18 months into the product, but we're super stoked where it's going. It's been an amazing product. There's a big history with Evolve Skateboards, and there has been a lot of work by many people in our business to get the product where it was back in 2008 to where it is now in 2025. So I want to thank all the customers and everyone I've met along the journey who have ever bought the Pintail or the GT series or the GTR, the Hadeans, the Renegades. If it wasn't for you guys and giving us the feedback and our interactions, our product wouldn't be in the position it is today. All the feedback and the recommendations, we take that on board, and then we try to bring this out on future products. Nothing is easy. Things do take time as technology and sort of R&D process works out, but it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you.